Okay, so we are going to be going over how to reduce ratios, and everybody will need a calculator. All right, so we are going to first review that amazing upside down birthday cake that we did at the very beginning of the school year. And so remember, this is a way that we can find greatest common factor, least common multiple, and this is also a great way to reduce our fractions. So let's say that we have a ratio of 12 to 18. Well, to do our upside down birthday cake, I'm going to write 12. I'm going to write 18. And I want to find the smallest number that goes into them. So I know that 1 goes into every number, right? Every number is at least divisible by 1 in itself. So I'm going to skip 1. I'm going to start with 2. Are 12 and 18 divisible by 2? What do you guys think? Are 12 and 18 divisible by 2? Sorry, see a little bit more light for the camera. They are. I know that because they are both even numbers. Even numbers, numbers that end in 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0, are always divisible by 2. Now, if I don't remember if it's divisible by 2, here's the other thing I can do. Everybody has a calculator in front of them. So I start with my first number. I'm going to put in 12 divided by 2. If it comes out with no decimal, it means it's divisible by 2. So stick that in your calculator. 12 divided by 2. 6. Okay, now try 18 divided by 2. 9. So are they both divisible by 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I put my 2 here off to the side, and then I have 6 and 9. Now, let's look. Are 6 and 9 both divisible by 2?
No. Yes.
I'm hearing a no, I'm hearing a yes, we're not quite sure. So stick 6 in your calculator, divide it by 2. Is it divisible by 2?
No.
6? Is 6 divisible by 2? Yes, it's an even number. What about 9? Is 9 divisible by 2?
No.
No. Okay, so we know 2 won't work. Let's try 3. Is 6 divisible by 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so it came out evenly. What about 9? Is 9 divisible by 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that my next number down is going to be a 3. What was 6 divided by 3?
2.
2. What was 9 divided by 3?
3.
3. And I'm going to give you a little hint. When the numbers are one off like that, like I can literally count 1, 2, 3, that's the end of the line. I know 2 is divisible by 2 because any number is divisible by 1 in itself. But 3 is not divisible by 2. This is the end of the line. This is how far we reduce. So our new ratio would be 2 to 3. And look, you can even just write it right there. Now, on your notes, it says, now we will write each ratio as a simplified fraction. We're going to cross that out. We're not going to do a fraction. We're going to keep it as a ratio. There's no reason to, I think, write it as a fraction. So first thing we need to do, when we see shapes like these, or whatever it is that we're dealing with, we need to write out to the side how many of each we have. And you will have these exact same shapes on your notes. How many diamonds are there? 5. There are 5 diamonds. How many hearts?
6,
I think there's more than 6.
8.
8,
8. And how many circles?
6,
6. What if I want to know the number of total shapes? Because that is going to be a question later.
All together?
Yep, all together. That's a great way to put that. I could count them. The problem with counting that many is that it's easy to accidentally miss one and get the wrong number. So the easier thing to do would be to add them. So 5 plus 8 gives me 13. I add my 13 to 6, and I get, what's 13 plus 6? 13 plus 6?
19,
19. So I have a total of 19 shapes. Now it's really easy to do my questions. If I want the ratio of diamonds to circles, how many diamonds do I have?
5.
5. How many circles do I have?
6,
Can I reduce? Can I make these numbers smaller?
no,
No. They're 1 apart. Now, if I'm not sure, I can start with my calculator, and I know that 5 is an odd number, so I can't divide it by 2. So I can say, well, is 5 divisible by 3? I put 5 divided by 3 in my calculator. How's a decimal? That's a no. 4 is an even number. If it's an even number, then I know I can't divide 5 by it because it's not divisible by 2. I know 5 is divisible by 5, right? Because every number is always divisible by 1 in itself. So I can say, well, is 6 divisible by 5? Nope. I get a decimal. So this is as low as we can make it. Now let's look at our next one, hearts to circles. What is my ratio of hearts to circles?
8 to 6,
8 to 6. Can I reduce this one? Well, let's give it a try. And let's do orange this time. So I'm going to stick this out to the side because there's not a lot of room on the paper. So I have 8 and 6. Are they both divisible by 2? If you're not sure, how can you find out?
divide,
Yeah, stick it in your calculator. If it comes out without a decimal, they are divisible by 2. So they are both divisible by 2, and it's okay if you don't remember. So if you are confident in your times tables, you can remember, that's great. If you're not, it's okay, just use your calculator. It'll take a little bit longer, but I try to make sure you guys have plenty of time. So what's 8 divided by 2?
1.3,
No. 8 divided by 2.
4,
4. What is 6 divided by 2?
3.
3. Now, again, when they're 1 apart like this, I know that I can't take that any further. But if I needed to, I could, if I'm having trouble with that, I could say, are these both divisible by 2? Well, 4 is, but 3 is not. Okay, are they both divisible by 3? Well, I can't divide 4 by 3. So this is my final answer. So my ratio of hearts to circles is 4/3. Is everybody seeing how we came up with that? I will take the lack of response as a yes. All right, so let's look at diamonds to hearts. What is my ratio of diamonds to hearts?
5 to 8,
5 to 8. Okay, are both of these numbers divisible by 2?
yes.
It shouldn't be. Nope, Are they divisible by 3? So if I start with my 5, if I divide 5 by 3, does it come out even?
Yeah.
If I put 5 divided by 3 in my calculator,
No.
does it come out without a decimal? No. Okay, so they're not divisible by 3. What about 4? Can I divide 5 by 4 evenly? Without a decimal?
Mine came out with a decimal.
If it comes out with a decimal, then the answer is no. We cannot divide those evenly. Now, I know I can divide 5 by 5, but what about 8? Can I divide 8 by 5 and come out with an even number?
No.
Nope. So this is as far as, so 5 to 8, that's as far as I can go. If it has a decimal, it means that we can't divide it evenly. What about hearts to total shapes? How many hearts do I have?
8,
How many total shapes do I have?
19.
19. So my hearts to total shapes is 8 to 19. I'm going to give you a hint. 19 is a prime number. Does anybody know what does a prime number mean? If I say a number is
It's a
prime.
number that stands by itself.
Yeah, it's a number that I can only divide by 1 and by itself. So if I have a prime number in there, I can't take it any further. So 8 to 19 is as far as we can go. I'll give you guys a second to get this written down on your notes, and then we're going to practice this. Kind of like what we did on Monday when we looked around the room and we said, what ratios can we make? We're going to do the same thing. But this time we're going to reduce them to their lowest form. All right, so who can give me a ratio or two objects that we can count to make a ratio? What to what? About to make you get up and chicken dance. I know I know the class after lunch is the hardest, man. You're digesting lunch, everybody's sleepy, I get it.
4 to 13.
Well, let's pick objects in the classroom. So what are two objects we can compare?
The flag.
Okay, so flags to what?
The clock.
Okay, so the number of flags to the number of clocks. How many flags are in this classroom?
2.
2. Yep, fourth hour did that to me earlier today. I keep looking at that one. I forgot we have the state flag up here. So we have 2 flags. How many clocks do we have?
1.
1. We have 1 clock. So our ratio of flags to clocks is 2 to 1. Can we reduce this anymore? If I have 1, can I divide 1 evenly by anything? No. If 1 is one of my numbers, oops, that is as far as we can go. All right, somebody give me something else. What's something else that we can make a ratio out of? All right, I will give you guys one that they came up with during fourth hour. So we said doors to windows. How many doors do we have?
2.
2. We have 2 doors. How many windows do we have?
0.
4. The one on the door is covered up. We have the one on the door, and then we have the 1, 2, 3 here. So we have 2 doors to 4 windows. I can reduce this one. So let's look. My 2 numbers, if I'm using my amazing upside down birthday cake, are 2 and 4. Are they both divisible by 2?
Yes.
Yeah. What's 2 divided by 2?
8.
2 divided by 2. Don't just guess. Stick it in your calculator. 1. What's 4 divided by 2?
2.
2. So my ratio of doors to windows is 1 to 2. Who can come up with another example as I drop my pen?
Binders to trash